Can I sit in an angle and I'll angle you?
Yeah, you can have.
I can do that.
Yes.
Here, let me get my lat.
Yeah. Spread it up.
Lat, baby, lat.
Let me hear it.
Stir the pot.
You can stir pot.
All I can do is angle it, get the angle.
So tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready when you are.
Come on.
All right. So this new thing I'm doing, catching a few of my friends at the track.
Sure.
People that because we talk outside the track. We train each other. We go to the gym. You've helped me with my driving and with everything that I do. So we talk about a lot of things that go racing, right?
Sure. Right.
And you've told your racing story 100 times. Everybody knows you race, but you've never told me, right? You've never said, "This is why I went drag racing. This is why I went PDRA."
Me?
You know. Why did you go drag racing the first time? What made you want to go drag racing?
Well, man, that goes all the way back to high school. It goes all the way back to high school. Circle of friends that I was hanging around at the time. You know what I'm saying? That was a Thursday night thing. That was a Friday night thing. We would all just go to local drag strip, and that was our Thursday and Friday night deal.
Showing out.
Yeah, just go have a good time. But then, because everybody knows my situation, my challenges that I have, with my physical condition, so it ultimately, to me, became something I had to prove. I had to conquer. Like, it was like, I can do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to figure out a way.
Right.
And to be into this deal, man, 20 plus years later, and to be at the level we're at, and being on Professional Drag Racers Association, running, as a professional level sport, man, it's mind blowing. But I always use it as a challenge, something to conquer. I feel like, and you know me, you know my story, and everybody else that doesn't. I always have something to prove. If you know,
that we never look at you as handicapped.
well,
We just don't think about that.
I know.
Even the guys that have to race you, I don't have to race you.
But listen, it's always what's the saying that goes? You know how people, you never know what's going on behind closed doors,
Right.
or you never know what's going on in someone's life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even though I'm me and you're you, and we all hang out and no one looks at it, you don't know where a person is mentally.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
100%.
So to me, I love the thrill. I love the sport. I have something to prove. I have a chip on my shoulder, and I want to prove it can be done, and I'm not going to let it beat me.
Everybody has that.
Sure.
Everybody has that. For me, everybody told me that I would never be successful at drag racing because I'm not a rich man. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have disposable income, and
Right.
you got to be rich to drag race.
You just
You got to be able to sell and market, and I'm very fortunate that I have the gift of gab. I can talk and I can promote things, and Kristen does amazing things with video, and Danica's very successful in what she does. So we've been fortunate in that.
Sure. I'm very fortunate with the sponsors that I have.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
PD Fleet with you is
100%.
awesome.
If the Millers, if I didn't have Russell and Didi Miller behind me, I can 100% promise you that I would not be at the level I'm at.
100%.
Our oil sponsors, NGK Spark Plugs, LAT Racing Oils, my Gophers Utilities, my JR's RV Repair, the Younces RV Motor Sales, and I mean the list goes on.
And that works out for them too. Because
Canvas Plus. I mean, everyone that I have is, whether it's a small part or a big part, it's all part of this team.
right,
But I would not be at this level if I didn't have people that believed in me.
because you've been in this longer than me.
Sure.
Your connections with them have trickled down from you to now. I use those people.
Well, it's all
And
yeah.
I see how you perform. I see those things. It's
It's
marketing, and
100%
and
marketing.
we push that. And I think everybody in the PDRA is so tight knit. When they see somebody is supporting someone else,
Sure.
we support them.
Sure.
So
100%.
that makes it. That makes
100%.
it.
It's a trickle down effect.
All right. So I know we go to the gym. Most people don't know that you was this close to being a professional bodybuilder. This close. And we had probably one of our biggest disagreements over this because
This is true.
like I came to you for racing. Danica, we come to go out and saw you racing. I posted a picture a few weeks ago. This is where she wanted to race.
That's where it started.
It's where it started.
Yep.
You were there. You were happy. We wanted to race where my friend was. And then to make it a team, because there was a lot of pressure on my kid.
Sure.
Driving to Michigan, don't qualify.
Sure.
Go to Maryland, have all that pressure on a kid is a lot. So that's when I started driving.
Mm-hmm.
I had to come to you and go, hey, what the hell am I doing wrong?
Sure.
What did I get myself into?
Sure.
And where I used to chew your ass about the bodybuilding, because you came
know that.
Yeah, because you came in and didn't know.
Sure. I don't know.
Everybody loves that guy that comes in that you go, okay, this guy's got all the potential in the world, and he's going to listen.
He's got.
I'm going to drive that nail as deep in the wood as I can because he's going to be good.
And you got to push him in the right direction.
And the proudest moment for me was when you started helping other people.
Sure.
You know, and like you told me the other week, you told me at the gym the other day, hey, that was cool. You were just talking on the phone, and I was talking to somebody about a grid or something. And he was like, see there, you get it. You got it, you know. Yeah. So you're paying attention, get it. But outside of that, what else do you do? What do you do for a living?
Work to afford this.
Right. But what do you do for a living? Nobody knows what Jamie Fowler does for a living.
I am an engineer. I am a construction engineer. I worked 28 years. I gave the state of South Carolina 28 years.
And retired.
I did retire. I gave them 28 years of service, fully retired. And I have recently gone back, still in the same industry, same field of work, but I work for a private firm.
Right.
So I work in the private sector doing the exact same type of stuff that I did, construction management, but now I do it in private sector. I mean, man, let's face it, I'm 47, and we both love a sport that is very expensive.
And we're fortunate that we do for a living.
Sure.
Me owning my business, you doing what you do, they're supportive. Everybody's supportive. They want to see us succeed.
Sure.
So we're able to go and do those things.
Sure.
We still meet at the gym every day at 4:30, 5 o'clock.
4:30, 5 o'clock. That's how
when I'm not late. Or you got to get a haircut.
Hey, man,
haircut Monday.
Got a haircut Monday.
Hey, I get it. I let mine grow. I say I get it trimmed on the bottom. You know, you got to look tight. But outside of all that,
sure.
What's the biggest struggle to do this? I'll take the money out. Take the money out of the way. What's the biggest struggle?
The physical work for me. Just like, I mean, listen, we're in here doing this interview now.
Soaking wet.
Soaking wet. But what people hadn't seen is, what time is it now? 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
The 4 hours of work out there.
Putting the tent up.
The actual 4 hours of loading and setting up and getting ready for a weekend. Man, there are so many people that say, "Oh man, that's awesome what y'all do," you know, and I want to do that, but I can tell you, it's not all a party.
Did you think when you started this? Because I did, 100% I did, and when people see this, they go like, "Oh God, I might have been the one that told him that." Did you not think that you would be stuck out in your shop every evening? Like you'd have to call me and go, "Hey man, I can't make it to the gym this evening. Jim and Bob are coming over, and they're going to help me do this, or so and so is going to help me do that."
That's the fun portion. That's the fun part.
But nobody comes. Nobody shows up at my house. I'm behind my parents' house in my race shop. And you've got your own thing. I can't blame you. We're in the gym. You got to get home to Chester, which is 45 minutes to an hour from where I live. You got to get home. I'm trying to get home, but there's things we got to do.
Sure.
I thought I would never get home in an evening because everybody would want to come over and help. Oh, man, he's got a drag car. I love drag cars.
The people that want to do that are there for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? It's a mental state, in my opinion. It's a mental state, whether it's you, whether it's me, whether it's anybody at this racetrack. It's how much do you want to succeed? You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Piss poor planning equals poor performance. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, in my mind and our mentality, nobody's in that car when we're in that car. So it's up to me and you to be mentally focused, make sure our stuff is together, and we're here to win. Yep. You know? We don't spend the amount of money that we spend, or our sponsors that give us this, that help support us do this.
It's opportunity.
You know, it's my mentality when I roll in the gate is I plan on kicking everybody's ass. You know, now it don't happen that way all the time. Nobody can. Well, but if you come in here already mentally beat and you think, oh man, I can't beat this person, I can't beat it, you're done. You're done before you open the trailer door.
It's probably been the biggest thing that you have hammered on me, that you got to the point where you were just about to really go like, listen, are you really just going to give it up like that? Because I would get up there and get in a hurry. I feel like I was holding people up, and these people have been doing this. These are past champions. Everybody you race pretty much has won a championship.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, you're racing a past world champion, a current world champion,
a four-time world
champion, and here you are, and you're like, I can't believe these people let me get in a car and line up beside. And you mean you gonna let me go down this track?
Yeah.
And then, so I'm trying to hurry up, and you're like, hey, you paid the same amount as they did to get in this race. You got the same license. You got everything that they got. Mm-hmm. You deserve to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So that helped a lot.
Sure.
And I've told everybody a couple times about how you cussed at me profusely about my reaction time.
Hey, well, I just seen it as an opportunity to get you back for all the shit you put me through in our bodybuilding days. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, the torture is torture.
Torture's torture.
Torture is torture. I was
Torture is
hard on
torture.
you. I was hard on you, but you
But it
were
makes you the person you are.
exactly.
It makes you the person.
If I wasn't, I didn't care.
No, 100%.
You know, if you didn't,
if I didn't care, I wouldn't give you the shit I give you.
exactly. If you didn't point out the things I never take it personal. Like,
No, it's just
oh my God, he's on me again. I look at those things, and I feel like I built my program.
Now, as long as you listen and pay attention and let that sink in and learn from that lesson,
Oh, absolutely.
then it's a lesson.
I come home from the gym the other day and told Kristen, I said, hey, you know, we were talking about sponsorships, and you know, not that I don't, not that you don't, because we all think we're doing the right thing, but you were very adamant and said, hey, listen, if you sign these new sponsors, these people want to make sure you're spending that money on that program and you are going in the right direction.
Sure.
So I check myself with you. I'm like, hey, this is what my next plan is. What do you think about this?
Yep.
You know, I was building another car to put another driver in to help teach people how to do what we're doing, because I want to pass along. I'll be 50 in November. You know,
yeah, really?
Yeah. I won money one time because the man bet me that I wasn't older than you, and I was like, shit, no, he's younger than me. You know, but yeah, I'll be 50.
Hey, bud.
This time around. You know, I'm a little older than that. I feel like I've been here a couple times. I've died before. You know,
I was there.
You were there when that
I was
happened.
there.
So I kind of started over.
I was there.
A couple times.
I was there. But hey, but I'm drag racing the smartest thing you ever done in your life. Let's rewind this chapter for a minute. Let's take about 2 minutes right here and get everybody up to speed. Okay, so I showed up at Gabe's house one afternoon. I lived at the lake. We had the whole lake life and the jet skis and the pontoon boats, and we had a good time.
Got married on your porch.
Yep. Kristen got married at the house at the lake. I go over to Gabe's, Kristen's one night for dinner. I walk out on the deck, and I said, hey, man, I'm going to sell my lake house. And I think he was putting wood in the fire or something. And you looked up at me and said, well, okay, what you going to do? I said, man, which you know, I drag raced before, and I had gotten out. But, you know, and there was at
this time, you're a gator hunting captain. This man's taking people on gator hunts. Like, you know, let's see how hard of challenges we can make our life.
I like that.
So that was cool. I'm excited. I'm like, hell yeah. Because I wanted to go on a gator hunt. I'm like, I'm going to go on a gator hunt with Jamie, and this is cool. But we had to win that pro card first.
That was our mission, and we got all the way to the national level.
And then you dropped this bomb on my back porch that, hey, man,
I'm going back drag racing.
And I knew right then, there's no bodybuilder.
That is the dumbest thing you have ever seen in your life.
You're gonna sell your house. You're gonna get rid of everything. You're gonna forget all this hard work we put in this close to turning pro, and you would have never made any money. No, you probably made more money drag racing than you would have ever in bodybuilding. You had a sponsor then.
Sure.
Cutler Nutrition was on board and was giving us product and, you know, giving you supplements to take and promote their brand and clothing and stuff. And we had a good time doing that.
Blast.
Working the shows.
No regrets. Zero regrets.
Kevin DeHaven let us work his shows and do all that.
And some cool people.
It was doing good. And you're going drag racing. I'm like, well, okay,
going back
drag racing. Well, all that hard work was for nothing. I said, do you not realize that's the stupidest thing you've ever said in your life? 5 days later, you call me and you're in Canada picking up a car. And I'm like, what in the hell? Are you lost your ever loving mind?
Hang on. And then how long did it take before you joined me?
About a year and a half.
Peer pressure's a bitch, ain't it?
I blame you and my child. You know, because our kids are friends, are great friends, and they've gone to school together. And mine wanted to drive a race car.
Sure.
Yours plays sports and does cheerleading and stuff. And she still is very supportive. She's like, she's Danica's fan and she's your fan and those things. But we couldn't have handled it if they'd have both done it. We'd have been really in a mess.
No, we've been in trouble.
But with all that being said, too, I still think there's times when I'm over there elbow deep in mine and something's not running right. And because I've got 2 race cars to deal with and a teenager that's driving one that knows more about it than I do. You know, she's as experienced as most adults.
Right.
And I'm over there going, I am going to kick his ass because this is the dumbest shit. I've had to buy a motorhome. I've had to buy trucks and trailers. I don't have 1 car. I don't have 2 cars. Now we have 4 cars because I get obsessed.
Sure.
I get obsessed. Sure. I've got to now prove that I am going to, worst thing anybody ever did.
You're not going to beat you.
No, worst thing anybody ever told me, said, well, you'll never make any money at that.
Maybe not. I'll have a damn good time.
Yeah, but even if I don't, I'm going to give it the best effort that I can.
But there is one thing about drag racing in the family. You got to admit this yourself. You and Chris and the whole family, y'all been in this now, what?
6 years.
Six
seasons.
Right. Tell me right now, you can honestly say that the people that you have met in drag racing are like family.
Absolutely.
Like you have, like this racing community is a family.
Well, I will tell you when this hit me. This is, and I know we're going on and on, but this is when it hit me. The kids have Snapchat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And on the Snapchat, you can pull your friends list up, and it shows you a little caricature of the United States, and there's a little caricature, a little pin where those people are,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I had another junior dad told me one time, he said, hey, let me tell you what this does for you. Pull your phone out, Dan. And Dan pulls phone, pull your Snapchat list up, pulls it out. And when you look at it, you are never more than 30 minutes away from somebody that you know well,
Mm-hmm.
that has come to your place and said, hey, man, do you have such and such? And this might be a $5,000 part, might be a $100 part, might be a 5-cent washer. You'll get it to him.
Yep. 100%.
You'll go over there and change his motor while he's changing clothes. You'll pull engines out, transmissions, don't matter. You'll get cut, burned, greasy,
Mm-hmm.
don't matter. Whatever it takes to get him to the next round, whether you're in or the guy racing against it,
Mm-hmm.
right? That right there,
Mm-hmm.
because we knew bodybuilders all over the world,
Sure.
but I mean, let's just be honest. These are you're pretty much self-contained as a bodybuilder because you're hungry, you're miserable, you're sore, you don't.
Well, it's a very small community. Drag racing, like Wes Buck says, it is the English language. It is the
And
most
everybody's
common
done it.
language, and it
No matter if you said, I heard him say it the other day. No matter if you've sat at a stoplight and looked to your left or right.
everybody says,
Mhm.
"Not today."
Not gonna get me
Not
on
today.
this. Watch this.
Right today.
You're gonna be. I'm gonna get into that bridge. Watch this, and you might not even know.
But you've raced.
My favorite thing is like, what are you doing? We're racing. He didn't do anything. He blinked.
He blinked.
He blinked.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing.
Yep.
But all right, so I just wanted to come over,
Yeah.
talk about it.
Absolutely, man. I enjoy it.
We never really talked
Oh,
about
it's
this
all
kind of
cool.
stuff, and
Oh, cool.
it's another thing to do. I think the more people know us,
Mm-hmm.
the more they'll understand
Sure.
what we're trying to do.
Sure.
And we're trying to build a PDRA up where
Right.
we see it. We have the best racing
Right.
in the country, I think in the world.
Oh, hands
I mean,
down, the
every
fastest,
class.
the tightest.
Right.
Listen. It is what it is. There's people that won't come over here and race because it's too fast. I can't qualify.
World's
But
best bracket racers won't come run our bracket because we have to qualify.
the PDRA is the best of the best in the country,
Yep.
hands down. And if you want to look at it, if you want to give it a report card, okay, look at Wes Buck race in Florida, the World Series of Pro Mod. Okay,
That we both got invited to.
we did. World Series Pro Mod. We're there. Wes Buck had a diversity of racers from NHRA to Midwest to PDRA, right? And go back and look at the scorecards. Go back and look where everybody finished. PDRA is cream of the crop and will always rise to
There's
the
a
top.
reason them flags were flying.
There's a PDRA is cream of the,
Absolutely.
will always rise to the top.
Absolutely. You'll hear everybody say that. And
And
that's from the kids up. People ask all the time, they think Danica's just driving like, okay, she's racing a go-kart.
Oh yeah,
No,
that's just people who don't understand
Right.
it. They don't
No,
live the life.
You have to understand, and I've told everybody involved, anybody that'll listen, the biggest promotion you could ever do, everybody knows pro mods are fast. Everybody knows that, I mean, you're running a top sportsman car, it's a pro mod, and
Sure.
and it's, I mean, I thought I had a hot rod one time in a pro mod. You're like, you got a what? That ain't a goddamn pro mod, No, you got a legitimate, could be a pro nitrous car.
Sure.
In fact, it was a pro
We
nitrous
could,
car.
we could run it. We could run it in there. I mean, like I said, my car, we could run it on that side of the fence. It's just, it all comes down to budget. It all comes down to the funding.
I think the NHRA is more like going to watch Monster Jam. Same 16 trucks
Mhm.
everywhere you go.
Mhm.
It's fun to watch them. Go get your brains rattled by a top
Sure.
fuel car. But if you want to see racing, grassroots, going fast racing,
Right.
come to a PDRA race.
Sure.
If you don't see it, I'll pay for your ticket. You come find me in the pit. Come to my pit. You can't miss me. I have an entourage of vehicles, and so you like to pick on me about. Most people have a toter home and a nice trailer. I have a trailer, a motorhome, a truck, a toter. I don't like being grounded, and my wife might have to take a notion. She wants to go to the grocery store. She got to go to the grocery store,
I got you.
But we bring our 4 dogs to come see our bulldogs. But if you ain't satisfied with your race, that you come watch, and I'll say this hands down, you come to my pit. I'll give you your ticket money back. Because you're not going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure that every race
Sure.
is a
Sure.
balls to the wall. We're giving it
Yeah.
all we got. And if we blow it up, damn it, we blow it up and we get home, we'll fix it.
Yep.
You know, but it is what it is. All right. We got to get back to work.
I gotta finish. I love you, brother.
You the man.
Absolutely. I love
With
you.
that,
Oh, hush.
we'll try to find a wilder one. Like I want to get Glenn.
Oh,
You used to get Glenn
Should
Butcher.
you get Butcher in there? Woo,
Stay in after a drink or two. You know, late on a Friday night. Yeah, I want to get that one.